Good evening, friends. I'm Pooja Gandhi from Kirin Advisors. Welcome to the virtual IPO roadshow of Maitreya Medicare Limited. Maitreya Medicare Limited, established in 2019 in Surat, Gujarat, is a pioneer in healthcare institution specializing in cardiology, urology, oncology, neurology, and critical care. Joining us today is Mr. Dr. Pranav Thakur, full-time director. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Mr. Vimal Patel, whole-time director. Welcome, sir. And Miss Maitri Thakur, manager at GYR Capital Advisors Private Limited. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to request Dr. Pranav Thakur, sir, to give detailed presentation of the company. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pooja. And I welcome you all on behalf of Maitreya family. I'll give you, a very snapshot idea about Maitreya Medicare Limited, what we are doing and what we are going to be for our esteemed partners or to be partners. This is the safe harbor statement. So I'll give you the brief overview of the company. This is the basic strength of the company now. The company was started in 2019, and in October 2019 we started the hospital. We started with the multi super specialty hospital and having the bed strength of 67 when we started, but now we have reached up to the size of 120 beds. We have a team size of 375. In that we cater almost 18 specialties and super specialties. We have 20 bedded intensive care unit with two modular OTs, and we serve the community 24 by 7. And these are some financial figures, I think, which coming slides will be able to dive in a little more detail about it. This is our vision and mission. So basically, in a nutshell, if we want to describe, we are bounded ourselves with the ethical practices based on the evidence based medicine, and it should be economically viable to all of us. Basically, this economically viable, why I am stressing on the economically viable. Post COVID era, we all know that there were difficult times during the time of COVID as well as after the COVID, where businesses were going through the rough and tough phases. So economics of the healthcare spending was changed quite a bit, and the infrastructure as well as the resources in terms of manpower, material, and professionals all were compromised. So we all felt need of infrastructure as well as the economic resources to meet out these unexpected expenditures, because health is always considered to be an expenditure rather than investment in the health. So we need to have those kind of infrastructure which meet out our own economical expectations also. So this is our main vision and mission. This is our journey. In 2019, as I told you, we established our hospital with 67 beds, and soon after establishment, in within 6 months time, we were impacted with the COVID. And as we all know that infrastructure was a limitation, resources were the limitation, but then also we were trying to cope up with the COVID challenges. And in 2020, we started the cardiology unit with one of the eminent trust hospital in the city, that is the KP Sanghvi Hospital. There we have put up the cath lab. Then we, appointed the cardiologist and the technicians and other resources required to run the department. But in 2020, as we all know, that there was an impact of COVID, and there was a felt need of increasing the infrastructure and the resources. So, backslide resources, we visualized the need of the additional infrastructure, and we have entered into the MOU for our Valsad unit through our subsidiary, that is Maitreya Hospital Private Limited. And again, the second wave came up in 2021 as it was expected, and then we had increased the bed capacity already 200, because anyways in both the waves we needed to increase the infrastructure requirements for taking up the extra load of the COVID patients. So officially we increased the bed capacity of 100 beds, and in 2023 we realized that COVID was a special circumstance and it was unprecedented crisis in the centuries to come up. So we increased the bed capacity to 100, but in the areas of ICU as well as the general wards, which were the felt need of those times. But then soon after the COVID, we are on a very good repute in the region, and then we were falling short of having our special rooms and the single bedded patients. So we decided to increase more rooms, and we expanded into the weaving for the rooms, and we created this 20 extra special rooms. So we have increased the bed capacity of 120 beds. And now our company is also converted from private limited to the public limited form. This is our bed incremental journey. These are our three units. First is the Maitreya Hospital, wherein we are sitting right now, and that is the main building of the hospital. Maitreya Life Science Private Limited, again it's a subsidiary of Maitreya Medicare Limited, and therein we are managing cardiology unit with one of the eminent trust hospital of Surat, that is the KP Sanghvi Hospital, and this is our upcoming unit in Valsad through our another subsidiary, that is Maitreya Hospital Private Limited, and that will be soon opened up in the November, and it has the bed capacity of 125 beds. These are our key competence. As I told you, ethical and evidence based medicine is are the our core foundations, and to manage this kind of vision and mission, we need to retain our professionals, we need to retain our key staff, and we need to retain the patients also for this. So by all three means, that is the patient as well as the professionals, both have to be managed from our resources, and that is the one of the asset. This is the strategies. This is the philanthropic activity where we are engaged ourselves in the doing camp activities for the community which we cater. So we mainly cater into the Surat and South Gujarat, and we are engaged in diagnostic as well as therapeutic camps. We are engaged ourselves in distributing the medicines. We run the mobile health clinics, and we run other community awareness programs also. And starting up the cath lab and the cardiology department at KP Sanghvi Hospital has the philanthropic angle also, because the trust is basically for the charity, and they are doing genuine charity in the city. So we also join hand with them for this philanthropic activity. This is the management overview. See, the company was founded by us, and Dr. Narendra Singh Tanwar, he is an eminent cardiologist. He has done his DM cardiology from one of the very reputed institute of India, that is the King George Medical College, Lucknow, and he is having more than 21 years of experience in the field of the cardiology. He has served to many hospitals, and then he found that serving the patient to their expectations with the freedom for the professionals, because the three things which are to be managed, that needs to have the own setup. So we conceptualize the setup, and Mr. Vimal Patel was an instrumental arm to him, because both were deeply engaged in the engaged with the assignments together for almost 8 years, Vimal, I think. And Vimal has served in different capacities with various organizations. Prominently, he was with Wockhardt Hospital, then he was with Bankers Heart Institute, and he was with TriStar Hospitals in the capacity of Chief Operating Officer lastly. And now, he is whole-time director in the company, and holding the responsibility for business development, expansions, and other strategic day-to-day activities. So he's also a key personnel in the company. Dr. Narendra Tanwar, again, besides managing the cardiology stuff, as far as the clinical part is concerned, he's our chairman, managing director, and the CFO. Myself, Dr. Pranav Thakur. I'm whole-time director at Maitreya Medicare Limited, and I am an ENT surgeon basically, and holding the degree in the hospital management. I have finished my PhD in public administration, and I am an assessor to NABH as well as the NQAS. So my special interest in quality management of the healthcare services, and through accreditation standards, through operational planning and efficiencies. These are my special areas of interest. So we were running the company and we were running the hospital basically because we are hardcore healthcare professionals. But then as soon as we conceptualized the expansion, we needed to expand ourselves in terms of the board also. So we have introduced two independent directors in the board. They are Miss Abba Surana and Hardik Patel. Both is having the chartered accountancy background, and they are hardcore financial professionals. Because as all of us know that if we want to grow, not only in terms of the skills, not only in terms of the professionalism, but you need to grow in terms of the finance. And for that, you need to have some expertise or at least qualified people to run the show. So we inducted these two young, dynamic, independent directors in the board to manage the financial aspects also as well. As initially told by Ms. Pooja, these are our core competencies or center of excellencies which we can enumerate. We are excelling in the department of cardiology, cardiac surgery, neuro and spine surgery, orthopedics and joint replacement surgeon, and of course an integral part of critical care medicine. So we have state of art cutting edge technology with the experienced professionals to manage the patients professionally. That is our core strength, and that is the main driving force for our successful operations since last 4 years. Besides these core specialties and super specialties, we are having the expertise in the laparoscopic surgery, gastroenterology, GI surgeries, of course complicated gynec work we are doing urology, nephrology. In nephrology we are doing dialysis as well as the CRRT. We are doing medical and surgical oncology work, and we have integral part as a emergency and trauma work. Few glimpses of our infrastructure, that is the CT scan, multi-slice CT scan we have from Siemens. We have state of art echocardiography machine from Siemens. This is our diagnostic lab, and this is the flat panel Siemens cath lab. We have the technology called IVERS and FFR. I'll give you little brief about IVERS. That is the intravascular ultrasound, and wherein we put the millimeter size probe in the vessels, and that vessel itself will be revealing the blockages. So free flow rates, that is the FFR, they will measure the flow rate across the blockages, and that will help patients to take the decision whether they need to undergo angioplasties or not, because anyway cardiologists are very much comfortable with conventional technologies, and they are boosting their evidence based medicine through these evidences. So sometimes in cardiology, of course we all know that there are myths कि हम जाएंगे कैथ लैब में प्रोसीजर होगा तो ब्लॉकेज निकलेगा ही निकलेगा और स्टेंट डलेगा ही डलेगा. But we do not believe in this. We always give objective evidence to the patient, and patient himself or herself can judge or take a decision कि मेरा इतना blockage है, so whether I should go for stenting or not. This is our operation theater, which is again equipped with laminar airflow and HEPA filter for good sterility. This is our coronary care unit, and we have 24/7 running pharmacy. This is our human asset strength. We have full-time doctors, we have part-time as well as visiting professionals. We have full-time nurses. We have other professionals and other admin staff to manage the ancillary work, and we have paramedics also. We have contractual staff for the housekeeping, security kind of services. I think industry overview, everybody must have studied those who are engaged in healthcare activities or want to be a part of healthcare activities. As we all know, that COVID had taught us lot many things, and out of that, those many things, what we have learned as a healthcare professional was, requirement of healthcare infrastructure first. Another thing was, trained paramedical staff, including nurses. That was the second. And the third one was the hardcore professionals, those who can manage the stuff in this kind of crisis with economical resources in a most optimized way, because ours is the country wherein we need to think on the larger perspective and larger interest of the community. We have government infrastructure, but largely we are dependent on the private infrastructure as well. And that was the sole reason why, people across the world are looking at us for infrastructure requirement as well as infrastructure expansion. And that is why, if you see the graphs, we are growing day by day in the healthcare infrastructure as well as healthcare businesses, and the CAGR rate is 22.52 percentage. And all the years we are seeing this growth, and this growth is going to be remain sustained or going to be increased in coming years, because healthcare requirement after the COVID has increased. People have realized the importance of health, and now people are becoming aware, more and more aware about the healthcare services being taken for the preventive as well as therapeutic aspects. And now people want that the rehabilitative part is also should be taken care from this healthcare industry. So this is the kind of scenario. Even government is, taking healthcare seriously. What we were spending in the budgets have increased, and what we are spending right now, we are seeing lot many differences. Even this flagship yojana, that is the PMJY, Ayushman Bharat, popularly known as Ayushman Bharat Yojana, the government is spending lot on the, needy community for their healthcare requirements. Government is sponsoring PPP models in the healthcare infrastructure. Government is encouraging the more and more medical colleges and increasing specialties as well as super specialty infrastructure in these medical colleges to, get the more and more professionals. And other paramedic institutes are coming up post COVID, so that, they can take care of these kind of unprecedented crisis if any comes up in the future course. Even if you will be, studying the healthcare industry in the Indian continent, now we are preferred partner for, medical tourism work also. Previously people were thinking that medical tourism is only limited to, west in the developed countries, but now people are coming to the India for their healthcare needs, and that is the reverse medical tourism or a prospective medical tourism, whatever you tell. But that is the best part of the industry. Now they are witnessing growth in all 360-degree aspects. We are seeing the growth in the healthcare spending by government as well as the private players and the people of the community, from the community too. We are seeing people coming from the abroad for their treatment, and we could, narrow down this technology gap by a substantial amount of years and expertise. We are almost at par with the, developed world. So people look at us in the India for at least healthcare services. I can tell that, we are now at par with a few of the developed countries as far as the service and infrastructure are concerned. This is the, brief financial overview of our journey. This is the income trend and the, PAT trend. These are few figures from the profit and loss statement, showing the EBITDA margins, then the PAT margins. This is the balance sheet. This is the cash flow highlight. I'm sure that, you people will study in depth, and whatever discussion will take it up in the due course of time. These are the few indicators or the key ratios. This is the pie chart of patient mix and where our main revenues come from. So I think now Ms. Maitri is with us and she can give more insight on the issue overview.
Thank you, Pranav sir. Hello, everyone. Welcome all to the investor meet. This is Maitri Thakkar from GYR Capital Advisors. I would like to give you brief details about the issue structure. So this public issue is of up to 18 lakh 16,000 equity shares of face value of rupees 10 each. So the issue size is up to rupees 14.89 CR, out of which the market maker portion reserved is of 1,08,800 equity shares. The net issue to the public is of up to 17 lakh 7,200 equity shares, out of which the QIB portion will be of not more than 8 lakh 24,000 equity shares. And from this, the anchor investor portion will be of up to 4 lakh 94,400 equity shares. The shares available for the non-institutional category is of not less than 2 lakh 72,000 equity shares, and for retail category of not less than 6 lakh 11,200 equity shares. So the post-issue holding will be of around 67 lakh 76,000 equity shares. So the tentative indicative timeline of the issue is the issue for anchor investors opens tomorrow, that is on 26th October 2023, and for the public the issue is opening on 27th October 2023, and the issue closing date is 1st November 2023. If any other further questions related to the issue are there, then please let us know in the Q&A. Pooja ma'am, you can take this forward.
Thank you, Pranav sir. Thank you, Maitreya ma'am, for explaining nicely. Now we'll start with question and answer session. I request all the participants to please post your questions in the comment box. So first question is from Mr. Master Rail Info. What is bed occupation percentage in percent?
Our average bed occupancy rate is 60%.
Okay. We'll move on to next question. Next question is from Ms. Bharti Agarwal. Hi, sir. I want you to know our hospitals on own lands or lease rent. What is lease rent payable for year?
Right now, the Surat unit and Valsad unit both will be on a lease rental basis, and lease rent payable at Surat is 16 lakh per month, and Valsad it will be 12 lakh per month.
Okay. Move on to next question, Miss Ananya Swaminathan. Can you tell about what is average per bed revenues?
So ARPOB per day is 23,000.
Okay. So next question is from Miss Ananya. And what is average salary of doctors?
So I'll little elaborate on this question because we have full-time model, then we have part-time people, and we have one visiting model. So all three models are prevalent in our organization. Typically, a full-time doctor salary depends on its qualification, experience, and the specialty. So all three combined, the salary starts from anyways between 80,000 and goes up to 3.5 to 5 lakh rupee. So it's a broad range in different specialities with the different experiences and their terms of engagement. The salary decides. Usually for part timers, it's on hourly basis, and for visiting people, it's a fee for service model wherein we incentivize them from 70% to 100% of the professional fees.
Okay. Move on to next question. Miss Bharti Agarwal. What is current market share in Gujarat?
So this is difficult to quantify actually because I do not have the share of Gujarat. So Gujarat figures I don't have. But what I can tell you is in Surat and South Gujarat, we enjoy good repute out of, if I am not wrong, more than 100 beds. Number of hospitals in South Gujarat is uh, almost it's 26 hospitals, as far as I know, private hospitals in the South Gujarat, which are having bed strength around 100 beds.
Okay. Move on to next question. Mr. Prashant Shah, 2 HNA F in for average. 5.
No, we can't get you.
What is your attrition rate?
Attrition rate.
Yeah.
It's pretty well controlled. The industry trends are well preserved here, but our attrition rate is less than 2%.
Okay. Move on to next question, Mr. Amit. Tie up with any bigger chains like Kim's or Apollo for transplant programs.
Not right now, but we had started the program with MGM Chennai for
Okay.
our heart failure clinics, as well as for the patients who can take the advice for their heart transplant with them.
Okay. Move on to next. Vignesh Ahuja. Who are your close competitors in the area of your presence?
Barring the names, there are few setups in the city which are, 100 bed strength. So they are close competitors. You can tell, I can tell you the numbers. They are, five people around us who are our, competitors.
Okay. Tanmay, how do we manage the public perception and online reputation?
Sir, as I told you, we believe in ethical and the evidence-based medicine. So we usually take care of the privileged communication with the patient and the relatives about their health, as well as prognosis of their healthcare ailment. So first and foremost thing is the communication, and that communication will be a very straight line communication with patient and the relatives about everything of their ailment, of their cost, and their future course of action. All the things they will be well communicated to the patient, so that the public perception, or the what I would say is the experience or the knowledge and information, are up to date with them about their condition as well as their expenditure both. And as far as online repute is concerned, as well as the public perception is concerned, we always take the online feedback from the patient and the relatives about our services in different manners. So we have a daily feedback system, then we have a feedback system from at the time of discharge, and we have feedback system uh, offline as well as online both. So, and that can be very well referred to the Google reviews, which are available online for all these years, what we have done and what is their perception. And for the public perception, I would like to tell you that COVID gave us a very good mileage and repute, because what we could manage and maintain is the whatever the government guidelines were there as far as the packages were concerned, so that we could very well contain the expenditures from our patient from the region. So COVID gave us a good repute, and of course that can be vouched through our online reviews.
Okay. Move on to next question from Mr. Vidit Gupta. Any plans to open new hospitals other than Valsad? If yes, how will it be funded? Good question.
See, as a healthcare professional, healthcare professional, and the strategy to expand, we wish to do it and we would love to do it. But right now we are expanding at Valsad, and whatever opportunity comes up in the region, then I think we'll be moving ahead after evaluating the opportunity, and the fund source will be thought of at that point of time. How do we go about it?
Okay. Move on to next question from Vignesh Ahuja. Do you have plan to spend on buildings Maitreya brand?
See, currently also, we are spending a lot in building the Maitreya brand. not only in terms of monetary but as well as other resources. And of course, once we are listed, then itself this is the branding activity going on right now, wherein we are going ahead with this IPO activity and in this investment activity, because we are the first one in the region, Surat and South Gujarat, for who is going for SME IPO. So this is the first and foremost important branding activity started when we decided. And of course, in the future also we would like to take up the brand like anything in the region.
Okay. Move on to next question. I would request all the participants to please post your question. Mr. Prem Singhania. Uh, what sets your 125 bedded multi specialty hospital in Valsad, Gujarat, apart from existing healthcare facilities? And how do you plan to meet the demand for advanced fertility care services?
Tertiary care. I think Vimal
Actually.
will be able to more elaborate on this because he's a good strategist as well as the expansion is concerned.
Good evening, everybody. Valsad में as such Valsad city is concerned and periphery is concerned, there is no tertiary hospital available in Valsad. And Valsad feeding area is still up to Dahanu and border of the Gujarat and Maharashtra border. Most of the villages don't have primary services. So we टोटल हमने पूरा महाराष्ट्र बॉर्डर से लेके गुजरात पूरा जो एरिया है वो रीजन पूरा हमने कवर करने के लिए वलसाड़ सिलेक्ट किया है एंड वलसाड़ की बात करें तो एथिकली एंड क्लिनिकल प्रैक्टिस वाइज वलसाड़ की बहुत अच्छी रेप्यूटेशन है वहाँ पे ट्रस्ट हॉस्पिटल है एंड फ्यू प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल है वो टर्शरी केयर नहीं कर रहे तो हमने इसके लिए वलसाड़ सिलेक्ट किया और हमारे जो अभी एग्जिस्टिंग पेशेंट बेस है वो वलसाड़ वापी से भी हमारे टर्शरी केयर के लिए पेशेंट आ रहे हैं तो हमने फिर वलसाड़ सोचा क्योंकि वो फिर अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ सर्विसेज भी डिपेंड करता है क्योंकि वो रीजन में जैसे सर ने बताया आईपीओ कोई सूरत एंड साउथ गुजरात में नहीं कर रहा है ऐसे हमने टर्शरी केयर वलसाड़ में किया क्योंकि किसी का टर्शरी केयर हॉस्पिटल नहीं है एंड बाकी जो उसका फीडिंग एरिया है सबका सर्वे करके स्पेशलिटी वाइज हमने 125 बेडेड मल्टी सुपर स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल करने का डिसाइड किया.
And on the top of that, I would like to add one or two things. जैसे वलसाड में विमल ने बताया कि टर्शरी केयर वुड बी दी फर्स्ट मूवर फॉर अस, बट उसके साथ साथ हमने कुछ स्पेशलिटीज एंड सुपर स्पेशलिटीज वहाँ फुल टाइम भी प्लान की हैं जो वलसाड और वलसाड के आसपास के एरिया के लिए यूनिक होगी. जैसे वी आर प्लानिंग फुल टाइम न्यूरोसर्जन, कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट एंड फुल टाइम यूरोसर्जन. तो ये स्पेशलिटीज ऐसी हैं कि जहाँ पर उतना वॉल्यूम भी है जिसके लिए लोगों को ट्रैवल भी करना पड़ता है सूरत तक या मुंबई तक, तो वो चीज़ें काफ़ी हद तक वहीं पर केयर कर ली जाएंगी. और दूसरा कि वलसाड़ के बाद अगर किसी को सूरत आना है तो ही विल बी हैविंग दैट सीमलेस एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ मैत्रेय फ्रॉम वलसाड़ टू सूरत. सो दैट वाज अनदर थिंग. सो हमारा जो सूरत का जब हम क्वाटरनरी केयर आगे प्लान करेंगे, जैसे समबडी हैड आस्क्ड मी ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट्स एंड वो सब, तो वो जो सारी चीज़ें जब डेवलप होंगी हमारे यूनिट में सूरत में, तो ऑफ कोर्स वलसाड़ वुड बी वन ऑफ द स्ट्रेटेजिक कैचमेंट लोकेलिटी फॉर अस. और उसके चलते हमारी जो रीच है वो दानू और वहाँ तक पहुँच जाएगी.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Amulya. How do you intend to attract and retain full-time super specialist doctors in cardiology, neurology, and nephrourology for your hospitals in Valsad, Gujarat?
See, there are two things for any professional to be with us or with any healthcare service people. One is the infrastructure and the technology which he is going to operate in his own specialty, and another thing is his growth path. तो ये दोनों चीज़ें अगर हम लोग मीट आउट कर लेंगे तो वो डॉक्टर जो हैं हमारे साथ लंबे समय तक टिके रह सकते हैं. And that is why I told you in the beginning that we have all models available. So basically, we retain the people in terms of infra and the technology, wherein it will not be overloaded or overburdened on the doctor. उनको ऐसा भी नहीं लगना चाहिए कि my department is very technically heavy and people have spent a lot of money on the technology and sometimes it becomes idle. तो वो burden भी नहीं रहता है, but at the same time he will be having the contemporary technology available with them. He will be having good infrastructure to work in terms of physical infrastructure, in terms of social infrastructure in the hospital and outside the hospital. We try to create that harmony with the community for that doctor. So that is another part, so that he will be well accepted in the community around him. That is the another part. एंड थर्ड थिंग इज कि हम उनको डे वन पे उनका ग्रोथ पाथ हम उसके साथ डिस्कस करते हैं कि अगले 5 साल में हम कहाँ पहुंचना चाहते हैं, और हमारे साथ साथ जैसे हमारा डिपार्टमेंट ग्रो करेगा, हमारा हॉस्पिटल ग्रो करे, तो हाउ विल ही ग्रो. तो ये 3 चीजें हैं जिससे ही कोई भी डॉक्टर हमारे साथ रुकेगा, और ये तीनों चीजें हमारी बहुत क्लियर है वलसाड़ के लिए. ये जो फील्ड में हमारे डॉक्टर्स आएंगे, क्योंकि ये तीनों के लिए जो हमने काउड आउट किया, जैसे विमल जी ने बताया कि भी कार्डियोलॉजी, न्यूरोलॉजी और नेफ्रो यूरो, ये हमारे कोर एक्सीलेंस एरियाज हैं. अभी भी हमारे पास कार्डियोलॉजी का लोड बहुत अच्छा है सूरत में, न्यूरोलॉजी, न्यूरोसर्जरी, स्पाइन सर्जरी हम बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, और यूरोलॉजी इज दी रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दैट रीजन. तो इन सब में वॉल्यूम ऑफ कोर्स है. तो एक डॉक्टर को अपना काम जितना चाहिए उतना वॉल्यूम उनको मिलेगा, और जो फ्यूचर ग्रोथ पाथ उनको चाहिए, जो एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए काम करने के लिए, वो एनवायरनमेंट 100% हम देंगे, एंड उसके चलते ही वो हमारे साथ रुकेंगे भी सही.
Okay. Move on to next question. Miss Neha Sharma, do you receive any government incentives?
We have availed a subsidy for our cath lab in Surat unit. Besides that, no.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Prem Singhania. How does the extended CAGR of 10% to 12% in the Indian healthcare delivery market from financial 2022 to financial 2027 align with your long-term investment goals?
Sir, I told you, Valsad unit was also conceptualized on the same basis, and the same statistical analysis was done to start the Valsad unit. जब हमने केपी संघ भी किया था, there were two angles to it. One was the strategic decision, because हमारे पास हमारे वो geography के city के patients थे जिनको हम cater करना चाहते थे, and another was philanthropic. But Valsad was purely on this strategy, because healthcare services is going to be grow in the next 5 years, और उसके चलते ही हमने वलसाड यूनिट कंसेप्चुलाइज किया था, और वही प्रिंसिपल को आगे ध्यान में रखते हुए हम आगे का एक्सपेंशन प्लान करेंगे, और इन्वेस्टमेंट्स भी उसी तरह से हम लोग अट्रैक्ट करते हैं. एंड यूजुअली अवर यूएसपी इन टर्म्स ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट और द इंफ्रा इज वी प्रिफर द एसेट लाइट मॉडल्स, जिससे उनकी फाइनेंशियल वायबिलिटीज एंड फिजिबिलिटीज काफी हद तक अच्छी हो जाती है.
Okay. Move on to next question. Miss Ananya Sominathan, what is our staff strength and how many doctors on our permanent staff?
I showed you in the slide. Permanent doctors we have 26, and total staff strength is 375 with all visiting doctors and everyone.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Amol. What is our total capacity in terms of bed and what is our occupancy rate?
Currently, we have 120 beds capacity. In Valsad, it will be 125. So cumulatively, we will be having 245. And right now in Surat unit, we have average bed occupancy rate is 60%.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Amit Anang. Which health insurance we have tied up with for cashless and reimbursement?
Practically all insurance, private insurance firms.
Okay.
18 plus insurance companies are tied up with us for cashless services.
Okay.
and for reimbursement every company.
Okay, move on to next question. Miss Ananya Swaminathan. Presently, we have three special departments: cardiology, neurology, and critical care. Are we planning to add any new special department?
I would like to reiterate the things. These are the departments wherein we are excelling right now. We have a good volumes in these departments. Besides these departments, we are catering to all specialties and super specialties in the hospital, except radiotherapy, MRI, and organ transplant. So it's not that we are not catering in any of the specialties, but particularly these are the departments wherein we have good number of patients.
Okay.
And slowly and gradually we are trying to focus on the oncology department. So medical and surgical oncology is next thrust area.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Tanmay Kharat. Are there any training programs for the workforce in place?
Yes, sir. Of course, and we have online platform and third party good value added platform like Medlearn. So wherein our staff is getting trained for NABH accreditation standards, then the clinical practices, then their behavior, then their attitude. So we have taken that online platform with us, and they are evaluating month on month, and we give the best performing people award also on month basis, and it's a good platform wherein we train our staff. And the best part of it, this is the on job training. Kabhi kabhi aisa hota hai ki you need to take out the time, you need to be physically present. These training programs, they can take it at their home also, at their leisure time even. They can take the test, pre-test as well as post-test are also available. So scoring system is there. So it's a very objective measure of training taken in a quality manner, or it's only a quantity.
Okay. Next question is from Ms. Bharti Agarwal. How many new hospitals you plan to add in FY24 and FY25?
In FY25, I think Valsad will be added. So that's for sure. We are going to start that unit. FY25, right now, we have not planned anything in our kitty. But of course, in FY24, we'll meet again and we'll discuss these plans.
Okay. Next question is from Ms. Amulya. How does the company balance its commitment to quality with the need to manage cost and ensure profitability, especially in a competitive healthcare market?
So, that's you need to take a balance of all three things. The first is, manpower cost. Another is your, material cost, and your technology, that is your machine cost. So first, if I'll have to discuss that, our machines or our technology is always asset light. So whatever optimum technology is required to perform in that specialty, we believe in that. Not only luxury we give, and then it will be a technology burden to the people as well as the organization. So we don't believe in that. Another thing is the material procurement optimization. And since we are expanding, we have a good amount of bargain capacity or bargain power with the people or the vendor. So we optimize on the material as far as the purchase is concerned, and again optimization in the usage of material. Because nowadays, if you see the insurance companies, even government PMJY yojanas, they are coming up with the packages which are comprised of everything. So that includes material even. So optimization of usage of material is also equally important now, and we usually take audit and log of it. So that is another area of strength wherein we are performing well efficiently. And third thing is the manpower cost. We have people who can manage the expansions with us right now. So there will be economies of scale in the manpower cost even. And we usually dynamically evaluate our human asset strength every quarterly. So depends on our occupancy rates, depends on our other specialty requirements. We elect the manpower, and we usually keep a mix of full time, part time, visiting, on call kind of stuff in a very optimized manner, so that our variable expenditure would be also very well controlled, as well as fixed expenditure will not be a burden to the company, and at the same time your quality of services will not suffer. And that is why now we are fully NABH accredited, and in that NABH accreditation we are monitoring 32 key indicators which will tell you for the quality of services.
Okay. Move on to next question. Amit Anna. Do we have tie-up with corporates for their staff healthcare?
Yes, we have tie-up with L&T, we have tie-up with Crypto, we have tie-up with NTPC, we have tie-up with GNFC, we have tie-up with few textile mills in the city. So we tie up with the corporate firms for their employees, as well as their family members for their healthcare needs.
Okay. So next question is from Miss Bharti Agarwal. And what is planned capex?
For proceeds of IPO, or can you
No.
elaborate little?
What is planned capex? Generally, she must be asking, not just for the
For
IPO.
Valsad, not for IPL. Valsad, we have planned capex of 18 crore to start that unit. And here at Vesu Surat unit, we plan the capex well in advance, and then we evaluate in between if any special requirement comes up from the any specialities where they require any machineries, or we need to expand some physically, or you need to alter the physical infrastructure. Then we have a capital planning committee which they need to take up, and they will approve. Then we'll do the expand the capex.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Prem Singhania. In terms of technology integration and streamlining processes, how do you plan to measure the impact on cost reduction and operational efficiency in your hospitals?
I think I have answered a few aspects on this. In terms of technology integration, we use the HMIS, Hospital Management Information System, and now we are moving to another platform that is cloud-based and ABDM compatible platform. So that will be a need of the future, and that we are already moving ahead with that technology. And with that technology, we'll be able to analyze the data more efficiently, and we can be kind of paperless hospital in the region. So what we are planning is to optimize the cost, as well as after studying the data, we will be able to take certain decisions wherein we can do certain cost reduction in that, and as well as the operational efficiency in the hospital.
Okay. Move on to next question. Amulya Jonkar, how do you plan to ensure that the adoption of new medical technologies and equipments remains cost effective for the company and affordable for patients?
Good. जैसे मैंने पहले आगे बताया, I told the demands will come, and I'll tell in this demands will shower on you for the technology from doctors basically. कि मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे. But what we do, because we have a good standing in the community since long. सो जो भी टेक्नोलॉजी डिमांड आती है हमारे पास मेडिकल टेक्नोलॉजी में, डॉक्टर्स के साथ से या कम्युनिटी में से, सी वी इवेल्युएट दैट टेक्नोलॉजी इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर यूजफुलनेस फॉर द डॉक्टर्स एज वेल एज फॉर द पेशेंट्स. बिकॉज कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी है जो डॉक्टर्स की कंफर्ट के लिए चाहिए आपको, कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी है जो पेशेंट की सेफ्टी के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो उसको अफोर्डेबल कैसे बनाना है, दैट विल थिंक लिटिल लेटर एज फार एज द पेशेंट सेफ्टी इज कंसर्न. जहां पर पेशेंट सेफ्टी की बात होती है वहां पर हम वो टेक्नोलॉजी एम्प्लॉय हमेशा कर लेते हैं. डॉक्टर कंफर्ट की बात होती है तो वी यूजुअली ट्राई टू टेक द इंफॉर्मेशन मोर फ्रॉम द डॉक्टर. From that comfort, how more business will be generated and how cost effectively we can transfer that technology to the patients. क्योंकि हम सबको पता है कि अल्टीमेटली जो भी एक्सपेंडिचर होगा वो रिकवर तो पेशेंट के पास से ही होना है. तो उसका फैक्टर इन हम कैसे कर पाएंगे और उसको कैसे कम से कम अमाउंट में हम पेशेंट पे ले जाएं, वो हम डॉक्टर्स के साथ भी डिस्कस करते हैं और वेरी ओपनली भी डिस्कस विद देम कि ये टेक्नोलॉजी को हम कितना अफोर्डेबल कर पाते हैं और कितना कम्युनिटी के लिए एट पार अवेलेबल करवा पाते हैं. आई विल गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. जैसे रोबोटिक्स है, तो रोबोटिक्स इज नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर एवरीवन राइट नाउ बिकॉज उसके कंज्यूमेबल्स और उसकी टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी कॉस्टली है. एवरी पेशेंट माइट नॉट बी एबल टू अफोर्ड इट. बट कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी जैसे मैंने बताया कि आई वॉज एन FFR. अब आई वॉज एन FFR ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी है जो आपको ऑब्जेक्टिवली एविडेंस के साथ डिसीजन मेकिंग में आपको हेल्प करती है कि मुझे सच में डॉक्टर बता रहे हैं इसलिए ये प्रोसीजर करवाना है कि मैं समझ रहा हूँ कि मेरा जो कोरोनरी आर्टरी है वो 90% ऑब्जेक्टिवली ब्लॉक्ड है, तो उसको मुझे ओपन करवाना है. So that this is very important and this is the differentiating factor while you select the technology for the patient.
Okay. Next question is from Ms. Ananya Swaminathan. How does the hospital ensure compliance with evolving healthcare regulations and what measures are in place to adapt swiftly to regulating changes?
So hospital has to comply for the all statutory obligations or the compulsions. उसमें there is no discount and every month we evaluate. Every month we have a legal tracker with us. So every month we review the legal tracker और उसमें जहाँ पर भी डेडलाइंस हमारी पास आती हैं या जो हमने टाइमलाइंस डिसाइड की हैं उसके अंदर अंदर हमें जो स्टैट्यूटरी कंप्लायंसेस फुलफिल करने हैं वो हमें करने पड़ते हैं. कुछ भी नया चेंज आता है तो वी यूजुअली हैव अ सिस्टम ऑफ इंटरनल रिव्यू ऑफ दैट रेगुलेटरी चेंजेस and as soon as it comes or as soon as it is mandatory for the organization, we adapt that and we swiftly manage that change.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Sridhara. Why drop in profit in 2022?
In 21, we all know that there was a COVID impact, and there was a COVID impact in 20 also. So we had good revenues from the COVID, and that was added to the profit. That's true. But in 2020, if you see the peculiar behavior of healthcare industry, every hospital had come out with its own packages. And due to these packages, there was an overwhelming economic burden on the patient pocket because it was never been anticipated that this kind of crisis will come and nobody was prepared for that. So hospital had made the packages as far as their experience and their cost of resources was were planned. That was first part. Second part was the patient perspective. Patient was also not ready that this kind of expenditure will come up and I have to shell it from my pocket only because insurance companies were also reluctant at that point of time. So there were COVID revenues in the first wave. There was COVID revenue in second wave also. But what was the difference? Difference was a government initiative. Government could take up the initiative soon after the COVID wave that because this economic burden will ruin the human life if next wave comes up. So in next wave, second wave, mein, government had come up with the packages. Those packages were the general ward, HDU, and ICU. So we were abiding ourselves in true and genuine spirit with those packages. तो उसके चलते भले ही सेकंड वेव में कोविड में हमारे पास लोड ज्यादा था पर हमारे कोविड के रेवेन्यूज कम थे. बट एट द सेम टाइम मटेरियल, मैन पावर एंड अदर कॉस्ट वेयर ऑफ सेम फ्रॉम द कोविड टाइम्स. तो जो वो चार्जेस हमारे बढ़े हुए थे, कॉस्ट ऑफ रिसोर्सेज जो बढ़े हुए थे, मैन पावर का कॉस्ट बढ़ा हुआ था, मटेरियल प्रोक्योरमेंट का कॉस्ट बढ़ा हुआ था और दूसरे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कॉस्ट हमारे बढ़े हुए ही थे. बट हमारे रेवेन्यूज हमने रिस्ट्रिक्ट किए एज पर द गवर्नमेंट गाइडलाइंस. बट एट द सेम टाइम हमारे जो एक्सपेंडिचर्स थे वो एक्सपेंडिचर्स हमारे कोविड के जैसे ही हुए और कोविड का लोड दूसरे वेव में ज़्यादा था. So we could not maintain that profit, and we thought ये प्रॉफिट हमारा भले ही जा रहा है बट इट्स एन इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द कम्युनिटी एंड वी विल अर्न अ गुड रेप्यूट, बिकॉज हमें सिर्फ कोविड में हॉस्पिटल नहीं चलाना है, हमें कोविड के बाद भी हॉस्पिटल चलाना है, और हमें तभी पेशेंट आएंगे जब कोविड में हमारे साथ वो लोगों का एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा रहेगा इन टर्म्स ऑफ एवरीथिंग, सर्विसेज में भी और चार्जेस में भी, क्योंकि हेल्थ केयर में सबसे ज़्यादा एप्रीहेंशन चार्जेस का होता है। तो वी कुड गिव देम वेरी वेल कंफर्ट इन बोथ द वेज। सो हमने हमारी सर्विसेज कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करी, हमने हमारे प्रॉफिट्स कॉम्प्रोमाइज करे इन सेकंड वेव, बट वी अर्नड अ गुड रेप्यूट आफ्टर 2022. If you will see 2023, we can see the fruits of that repute, and that we are enjoying till today. In this 6 months time also we are enjoying that fruit.
Very well answered. Next question is from Mr. Bumper. What is the bed occupancy for last 3 years?
I think that is in detail. I don't remember all figures, but average occupancy is 60% around. One is 58, one is 60 something, but it's there in RHP. You can refer that. But average occupancy for last 1 year is 60%.
Okay. Amol, next question is from Mr. Amol Qureshi. What was the capex incurred for existing hospitals?
At Surat, we incurred almost capital was 11 crores. But again, you can refer the balance sheet figures.
Okay. Move on to next question. Ms. Bharti Agarwal. Hospitals addition will be a new built facility or an acquisition?
It's a new build facility.
Okay. Move on to next question, Mr. Bumford. What is the pre-money and post-money valuation?
Maitri, do you understand this?
So the pre-IPO holding currently is 49 lakh 60,000 shares, and the post-IPO will be 67 lakh 76,000 shares. So this is the holding which will be after the issue, post-issue.
Okay. Move on to next question. He's asking for valuation.
See, right now I can tell you as per the current standing and the financials valuation, you can simply multiply with the share value with total number of shares, and that is I think around 55 crores. And post money valuation would be a futuristic question, and that would depend on a lot many things I think which will come up post IPO.
Yes.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Tanmay Kharat. Are there specific initiatives aimed at improving healthcare access for underprivileged in the region?
Sir, there are a couple of initiatives we have already taken. The one is the PMJY, wherein we are empaneled and we are preferred provider in the region. That is one thing. We, serve to underprivileged. We run the mobile clinics through our, one of the charitable trust. So therein also we have involved ourselves. Another initiative is tying with the trust hospital for their cardiology department. They are already doing charities in other specialties, and we have added one more specialty which was the need of an hour for that community. So again, that is another philanthropic angle to our service. And other things are we are organizing a lot of diagnostic as well as therapeutic camps for underprivileged in the surrounding villages.
Okay. Move on to next question, Mr. Deepak Shah. Why you have kept so less shares for NII?
Maitri,
So the NII category shares which we've kept is as per the regulatory requirement only, and the total issue size which we are offering for this IPO. So proportionately, we have kept for retail, NII, and QIB portion.
Okay.
a lot of
Next.
technical terms for us.
Okay, next question is from Mr. Bumper Robert. How much is the payments received through the patients directly against the claim?
That means cash paying patients, I guess. We have 65 percentage of patients, those who are for the cash, and out of that 65 percentage, we have 15 percentage of patients who pay from the insurance reimbursements, and rest pay from their out of pocket.
Okay. Mr. Sridhar, what is your competitive advantage?
Sir, as I told you that our competitive advantage lies with our professional skills balanced with the patient pocket friendly charge system. Uh, uh, the mean what I patient pocket friendly is not the charity or the discounted charges, but we believe in ethical and transparent billing framework. So whenever patient comes to us and approaches us, we try to give them the cost of charges or estimation of the charges, because healthcare may usually, the thing is they are more apprehensive about two things. First is their healthcare need. So whatever the procedure or the line of management, diagnosis, prognosis, kind of clinical stuff, and another thing is their charges. So their billing structure. So from very first day, we take care of both, and clinical communication is the forte of our professional skilled people, because हमारे जो डॉक्टर्स हैं जो हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, they are industry leaders or kind of specialty leaders from the region. So they are best of best available to them. And another thing is, as far as the competitiveness or the billing is concerned, charges are concerned, we usually try to explain the charges on a day or two. So, whatever charges we have explained, we try to finish their billing pattern, billings in the same charges what we have explained, so that they will not have any surprises at the last day. So these are the two key unique things which give the competitive advantage in the community as far as our competitors are concerned. So our professional skills and the transparent billing services, these are the two blend wherein we could succeed in the 4 years time.
Okay. Next question is from Ms. Bharti Agarwal. Do you have any acquisition plans on card?
Uh, Whatever comes up in the future, we'll try to definitely evaluate. And there are things which are keep coming to us. But right now we are more focused for our Valsad unit, which is upcoming unit, and for that territory, it will be a flagship unit. So of course, once Valsad is stable, then we may look forward for the things.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Prem Singhania. What is the trend in the number of patients served by the hospital for OPD and diagnosis services over the past 3 years?
So this statistic is available in RHP. You will be able to find out what is the number of OPD patients, what is the number of IPD patients, and other stuff. So exactly, I do not remember the numbers, but we are serving more than 10,000 plus patients every year, and year on year, you will be able to see the growth in the number of patients also.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Vignesh Ahuja. Any plan to attract and cater to the specific needs of international patients, including language barriers and culture differences?
True, we are not specifically targeting international patients, but we have a good NRI built here. So we usually plan for our NRI build first thing. Another thing, we have a good drainage from Gulf countries in terms of students, because they are studying in our university right now. So that is another thing which we take care. And we take services of interpreter also for the language barrier and the cultural differences. We try to minimize that. As far as Indian language is concerned, we have a lot many interpreters with us, because they are easily accessible to us in the community. And as far as the international languages are concerned, we usually depend on the university and the students, where we have lined up certain what you call is certain language speaking students for our patients if they come up.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Bumper. Which is the largest revenue generating segment?
I would say specialty, our cardiology and critical care, they are first and second highest revenue generating specialties.
Okay. Move on to next question. Ms. Bharti Agarwal, can you please explain your client composition, institutional and individual, and its contribution total revenues?
In terms of percentage, if you go through that pie chart, you will be able to get these figures. 35 percentage is our credit patient or institutional patient, and rest are individual or out of pocket expenditure patient.
Okay. Move on to next question. Next question is from Mr. Prem Singhania. Can you provide insights into the payment methods your patient primarily used for inpatient and outpatient services, and how do third party payers, including insurance, impact your revenues?
See, there are two types of patients. One is cash patient, those who pay their bills from their pocket, and second one is the insurance or government empaneled yojanas or PSUs or any corporate firm who will pay on behalf of them. So there are revenue cycles along with them, and accordingly they pay us the bills. Like insurance companies, they pay us the bills within 45 days. Then third party TPAs, they also pretty well controlled, so cycle is maintained in 60 days. Governments usually they take little longer, so there we have a cycle of 3 to 4 months. And out of pocket expenditure, they are primarily settled at the time of discharge.
Okay. Move on to next question. One more question from Prem Singhania. Are there any new government schemes or partnerships on the horizon that you anticipate will affect your patient registration and revenue in the near future?
See, now this is part and parcel of any healthcare institution, because government is very aggressive with their schemes, particularly this PMJY or the state-run schemes, and they usually expect PPP model for these yojanas to be successfully implemented. So that is part and parcel of the healthcare services, and we are pretty well prepared for this yojana and other requirement for the government-backed programs. So that is one thing. And another thing, as far as the revenues or the registration in the near future is concerned, I don't think so that will impact much, because now the yojanas and government backed schemes are pretty matured, and the impact whatever has to be there, it had already been there. And now I think no new surprises will come in the near future.
Okay. Okay, move on to next question. Amol Qureshi, what is our staff strength and how many doctors on our permanent staff?
See, total staff strength, as I told 375, and we have 26 doctors on our permanent role.
Okay. Move on to next question, Mr. Bumper Robert. Which are the specialists we provide that our closest competitors are not providing in Surat?
Sir, all specialities which we have, they are provided by the people or the other players in the Surat. But our core competence and the strength is our specialist, not specialities, because the doctors and our staff basically they provide the services which excel from the competitors. So basically, our hardcore professional skill which pay us well.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Prem Singhania. What is the extent of your engagement with local trust in organizing these Hegel initiatives, and how do you measure the success of such programs?
Sir, basically we are private hospital and we are private organization. So trust have their own setups, and they do tie up with us for the clinical specialist. So wherever the need of any doctor in the specialty, they approach us and they do the camps and other activities. On our own, we are doing a lot of philanthropic activities in Surat and surrounding villages in the catchment area, wherein we organize the diagnostic camp, therapeutic camps. We hold the camps for enrolling people for the PMJY cards. So these kind of initiatives we take, and usually these kind of initiatives are awareness programs wherein we create the awareness for the Maitreya hospital in the community, and that awareness in turn will pay you whenever they need the healthcare services.
Okay. Move on to next question. Mr. Bumper Robert, what is the average cost of setting up on bed and what is the ROI period?
So it's a pure theoretical question, but the cost for us is 18 lakh per bed, which we had done it, and return on investment was, I think, 2 years, because COVID was also a part of it. But typically, the cost of setting up one bed would be start from. I would quote that 18 was, I think, lowest which I have heard, but it can go up to 1 crore also. That depends on your infrastructure model, technology which you are going to deploy. So that depends, and that is variable. And ROI is typically 7 years in the healthcare industry, 5 to 7 years. But our unique model which pay us well, and that is why our ROI is little short of 3 years.
Okay. Move on to next question. Unlisted zone. Why there is no growth in the existing hospital revenues in the last 3 years?
No, no, sir. There is a revenue growth. I beg to differ. You will see the figures, and bar chart will not show you the exact growth. But as I told you, there were COVID impact in couple of years, initial 2 years in 2021, 22 both, and we had seen the COVID impact of 23 crore and the 12 crore respectively. So if you will nullify those COVID impact, because in those 3 months or 2 months, whatever the COVID peak period was there was no non-COVID work. So if you will nullify the COVID impact, you will see year-on-year revenue growth, and that is still continued. So we had experienced, and we are experiencing revenue growth year-on-year.
Okay. Move on to next question. Amulya, how does NABH certification benefit your hospitals?
Two ways, sir. One is the quality of services you can always measure with the indicators, because in NABH there are mandatory indicators for patient services and patient outcome. So you need to monitor those indicators, and we need to submit the data to the Quality Council of India. So first and foremost, that is the quality of services you can measure, and you can take the initiatives wherever the quality deteriorates or it's uh, concern for you. So that is one part. Another part is, of course, you can optimize your resources and the processes both. So it's not only about process and resource process only, it's about resource also. And that way monetary also you will get some benefit by optimizing your resources. And another thing is, in PMJY you will get incentive if you are NABH accredited hospital also. So both ways it will be beneficial. One is the service provision as well as the financials.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Dhruv Peda. Are you planning to expand through the methods of going asset light, like managing hospitals or entering into revenue sharing model, etc.?
Sir, we would like to go for the asset light model only, and OM projects only if they are adding values to the current organizational setup.
Okay. Move on to next question. Ms. Bharti Agarwal, what is your working capital requirement?
In terms of amount,
Yes, sir.
so I
What is
think
the
it's
working capital? Yeah.
which we
Around
have
5 CR.
5 CR.
Okay.
Maitri and Vimal, you can correct me. wherever I am stuck.
Sure, sir.
Hmm.
Next question is from Mr. Sridhar. What is the motive for this fresh issue?
Maitri can describe objectives.
Yeah, so one of the object of the issue is the expansion, which is above the Valsad hospital. The other is working capital requirement. The third one is the repayment of preference shareholders' capital, a part of the repayment, and the other is the insignificant the corporate expenses and all. So these three are the major objects of the issue.
Okay. Move on to the next question is from Mr. Anand Patel. Even if we reduce inflated revenue of COVID as mentioned, top line is reducing. Any reason for that? Also, 2.2 crores trade receivables are older than 1 year. Why such high receivables for a hospital?
So revenue top line is not reducing. I think you need to correct that. But the 2.2 crore trade receivable is from government schemes, and anyway since last couple of years there is a problem going on with the insurance model. So the insurance companies are struggling with the government for their administrative hitches, and those administrative hitches are eased out quite a bit, but they are not fully eased out. So that is the sole reason why it is the trade receivables. Otherwise, we are pretty well on track.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Prem. Are there any upcoming initiatives or expansion plans related to the recruitment and retention of healthcare professionals?
So retention will come when there is an attrition. So, but right now we are not expecting any attrition. So uh, there are nothing on the platter for retention. That is one part. Another thing is for the recruitment. We are going to recruit people for our Valsad unit, and whenever there is something comes up for our key employees at current organization, we try to settle it with our people. But there is no as such a grave threat right now as far as the attrition is concerned in the organization.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mr. Tanmay Kharat, what are your primary targets to achieve in the next 5 years?
So projections are already there for Valsad unit. There are different projections. For existing unit, we have projected 10 to 15 percentage growth in next 5 years, year on year basis. And Valsad, I think it will move a little slow in couple of years, first couple of years. But after third year, I think that will also be added in the mainstream with the average growth rate of 15 to 20 percentage.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Amulya. How does the integration of in-house pharmacies at your hospitals contribute to cost efficiency and improved healthcare services?
Good idea. Uh, you see, I told you that material is an integral part of your operational efficiency, and that will straightway add to the bottom lines. So we have in-house pharmacy from day one, and we are keeping a tab on our purchase price as well as margins both. That is also very important. Why I am stressing both? Because purchase prices are important for your packages which are comprising of material, because in government schemes your packages are comprising of material. Certain insurance companies now tying up with the hospital with packages, so that is also an integral part. Material is an integral part of that package. So purchase price, lowest purchase price for the quality medicine is an integral part now to operate on a operational efficiency in those packages. That is one part. And the margins at a healthy rate, because why I am stressing up margins should not add up the burden on the patient's pocket as well. Many a times what we see in the race of margins, what we do, we take up the medications or medicines which are for higher values or higher MRPs. In turn what will happen कि patient will evaluate कि इसका MRP इतना है, और दूसरी मेडिसिन जो है कंटेम्प्रेरी है, वही सेम मल्टीनेशनल फॉर्म भी है, दूसरी फॉर्म्स मल्टीनेशनल जो होती हैं अच्छी वाली, उसकी एमआरपी कम है, तो पेशेंट विल ऑलवेज थिंक दैट ये लोग एमआरपी ज्यादा वाली मेडिसिन देके हमसे मार्जिन ज्यादा चूज करेंगे, ज्यादा लेंगे. So that is not the case with us. So we optimize on that part also. Patient pocket should not be heavily burdened. At the same time, hospital margin should not be compromised. So we choose the medicine very carefully, or the material very carefully, as far as the purchase price is concerned and the margin is concerned. So we keep tab on both ways, and that will improve your cost efficiency as well as the margins both.
Nicely answered, sir. Mr. Sridhar, hospitals at Valsad is it already up and running? If still is progress, when is the extended competition up and running? What is the revenue increment we can expect from this?
I think revenues will start once hospital is operationalized, and the revenues will be coming into the books from December or January, hopefully. So Valsad unit revenues will be booked, and of course we are right that there are few hospitals running in the Valsad, but predominantly, as Vimal said, that trust hospital and private hospitals, they are engaged themselves in the secondary care. There is nothing like advanced tertiary care going on in the city. So once we start, we will not be having that stiff competition in the city. Of course future is not predictable, but when we start off, we will be having that first more advantage as well in the Valsad.
Okay.
We will hope I am right. If you want to add anything.
So, Vimal sir, would you
Perfectly.
like to add on? Okay. So, next question is from Mr. Sridhar. What is the average revenue per bed?
ARPOB is 23,000 right now per bed per day. Average revenue per occupied bed per day.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Bumper. What is the revenue contribution from the corporate tie-ups for FY23?
15% on an average. I'm talking of corporate types only, not insurance and not this government schemes or any other corporate business. This is purely a corporate company.
Okay. Move on to the next question. Mr. Amit Doshi. Um, Airport is not increasing since last 3 to 3.5 years, while revenue is also decreasing. Also, with the since last 3 years, is there any region competition arriving or something other? ARPOB is not increasing
ARPOB,
since last.
average
Yeah.
revenue per occupied bed. So the same, I think I have answered for this revenue decrease trend, because that was the COVID impact. Otherwise, if you nullify the COVID impact, then the revenues are increasing year on year basis, and ARPOB is also increasing year on year basis. Not significantly, but of course, 5 to 10% incremental growth you will be able to see in the ARPOB in last 3 years.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Amit Doshi. Any reason for not taking simple WC depth and getting into sticky capital?
Uh, Not taking simple working capital because what I told this is an established way of taking funds. That is first thing. Another thing is we want to taste ourselves for the public liabilities as well. So that was the second one, because and that is why we are the first one to move in the region in the healthcare services. So we took up this challenge. That is the second reason. Third reason is, if you are involved with the community directly, then community will add values in the organization. See, working capital, as you told me, it's very easy to take up from the banks. I can always take up from loan from the bank. Even to start a Valsad unit from the bank loan would not be a difficult task for us. But the value addition which we need to add up in the community, because anyways community is going to build up, and community is going to run the organizations in the future only. That is why we take up the challenge of going to the community for the capital requirement. That is the, I think, sole reason, and this we found very encouraging.
Okay. So next question is from Mr. Nirav Datta. Are we open for inorganic growth?
Can you elaborate what is inorganic? What do you mean? What do we mean by inorganic growth? Then probably I would be able to.
Acquisitions.
Acquisitions, of course, we believe, but usually we will be encountering these acquisitions now in the future. In the past we had couple of opportunities for the acquisitions, but cost of acquisitions of already established organization would be huge. And right now we were, in the past we were not in that position to acquire those established organizations. But of course, as and when our pockets will allow us, we will try to expand in that inorganic way. But of course, organic way would be a better and long sustained activity.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Pawan Kumar. By when will Valsad Hospital be operational?
See, administratively from November, and for all clinical operations, I think in the December or January.
Next question is from Mr. Pawan. And also, what is the occupancy expected in first year, and when will be break even?
See, in the first financial year, I think we'll be left out with couple of months, so it will be insignificant to comment on those 2 months. But of course, in 24-25, the occupancy expected is in the range of 35 to 40 percentage, and break even will also be there in the 25-26.
Okay. I think we have covered majority of questions. Yeah, next question is from Mr. Nirav Datta. How many general insurance companies we have tie up for cashless facility?
18 plus. So almost all major players from the city.
Okay. So we have covered majority of questions. We can close. Thank you, Pranav sir, Vimal sir, and Maitri ma'am for giving insights about the company and IPO to the investors community. And I would like to thank you, investors, for participating in this IPO roadshow. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thanks, Kirin,
Thank you,
for
everyone.
organizing a good activity and event. And we are highly hopeful that amongst the community, we will see more and more participation in the our humble activity. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.